thought I'd better do another one quick while the Battle Blades is still loading up to YouTube. It seems to be taking a lifetime. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's moving properly. YouTube's become useless since Google took it over. Anyway, about a month back I got a couple of custom knives. First one I sent for was called the hangnail. So let me just put this one down a minute and then I'll slice myself. I'll just come up very close. Have a little kydex sheath there. Comes out with a nice little snap. As you can see, it's not a massive blade, but razor sharp, and I mean razor sharp. That will make a nice little skinning knife or little odd job knife. Very robust, nice thick back end on its there for such a small knife, but fine. I'm not going to run my finger on it because I definitely will slice myself. I was asked what colours I wanted for the handle, and I must admit I'm very into this black and green that's going about, kind of being called the zombie colours really, as you can see, the paracord on the end was also done in the same vein. This was done as a, I think I said anyway, I've lost track now, but knee-deep knives. If you've not heard of him or you're not subbed to him, then do so. There's a little tag that he puts on his little kydex sheath. He doesn't just do small knives, obviously he does mostly large knives, but when he started to do this particular one, the hangnail, Scott at Wessex Blades had got one, and he did a VR about it, and I was very impressed, and I like the look of it. It's just, I don't know, just something different about the shape of that. A little bit Warncliffe, I suppose, in a way. So yeah, £20. Forget how much said £3 postage and packing. £20. That was a deal too good to miss. Despite the fact that funds have got a little bit tight lately, but definitely worthwhile. So I was sitting back on my laurels and I'm saying to myself, well, that's going to be it really. It's funds are, as I said, beginning to get a tad on the tight side, and I thought, no, we're going to have to cut back on this knife buying now, especially as I've had a blade on order for a few months, 2 or 3 months now, with Gurkha knives, who are part of the cookery knives chain, and they're doing a specialised one for me, so that'll be a VR in the future. But flipping heck, of course, Jason at Foxwood Knives, he just made himself an account on Gear Bastion. If you don't know where Gear Bastion is, go and look it up please, because that's where all the custom knife makers go, and the founding ones of the site. And I've got a little bit of cardboard around the blade just to stop myself from slicing myself, but shut that down there. He put this blade up, and it was something I think he'd just been playing around with, the design, the idea, and he put it up at £30, which would be about $65. And because I'd been logged into Gear Bastion having a nose at what everybody's doing, this popped up right away. And I keep walking off camera here. This popped up right away, and I went there, I saw the knife, I saw the price, and I thought, I've got to have this. And he hadn't even put the video up on YouTube to tell us about it. And the minute I clicked on buy, and it was lucky I was already logged in, but the minute I clicked on buy, this little message came up, and it's the first time I bought on Gear Bastion, and it said, you are number one in a queue of 44, and you have something like 30 seconds to decide to buy. So I can't remember whether the countdown was on the screen or whether it was in my head, but I couldn't type quick enough to get the payment sorted and through before I lost the chance to buy it. So I mean, if you'd have seen me, you'd have peed yourself laughing. Anyway, here's the knife. I forgot what he said the wood is, but it didn't matter because it's a beautiful looking wood with, as you can see, nice green liners. I'm actually going to rub some oil into this wood like I would do with my air guns and bring out the grain a little bit. I'm not going to do it too heavy, but I think this deserves it. As you can see, that the pins are nice and smooth, like I'm going to say filed down, but I suppose it's more like sanded really, isn't it? And then we come to the blade, and it wasn't part of the deal that he would etch anybody's name on, but because I've already had one of Jason's knives, he very kindly added the extra. Now I just love this. I think this is what drew me to it right away. This was a little bit, you know, out of the ordinary. It didn't make it look like a kitchen cutlery knife, which bores the crap out of me, to tell you the truth. Nice little thick, kind of, I don't suppose it's a swedge with it being thick, but that little bit impressed me and all. And the nice curvature of the blade. Don't put your finger on the blade, don't. And of course, there we have Foxwood Knives, own logo on the other side. It didn't come with the Kydex sheath because, of course, at that price, he was giving it away, and I doubt anybody would have been complaining. I certainly flaming weren't. So I put that bit of cardboard around it because I took it to the club at the weekend to try and show somebody else who's interested in knives, and since, because of my interest, I think he's bought one of Jason's folders that he etches, and he was quite happy as far as I know with the price and the blade. I haven't had time to see him face to face since he received it, but like me, I think he'd be like a little boy in a toy shop. So yes, so 2 custom blades. How does that one hold in the hand? Look at that. Nice. What a fit. Huh? What a fit. Plenty of room for me because I've got quite fat fingers really. So that's nice. Finger on the back, hold it underneath, you can get your finger in. So I'm going off camera again. You could do skinning or whatever. I must admit, with some of these specialist blades like this, I don't like to dirty them or mess them up. I've got them because there's a particular look. It's now got my logo on it, so it's a special knife to me, and it'll go away just as the hangnail. Probably 99% of the time will be kept as a custom blade. But having said that, that looks a nice, easy blade to carry for when I get back into going shooting and hunting, pest control again, for the rabbits and such like. So yes, sorry for keep going off camera. So yes, those were the 2 specialist blades that I had wanted to show you, and How are we doing here? Oh, 10 minutes isn't bad. I don't want to go on too long because obviously this thing that's loading up onto YouTube now was probably only about 15-20 minutes long, but here's a couple of others that I got from one of the internet knives. Nice little leather sheath, has a logo on Strider knives. Is that coming through okay? Yep, there. There's a nice green tint, green and black tint to the handle. I don't know if that again is coming through. That's held in securely. Many aren't. This is a very heavy blade for a small blade. But quickly pop that off. Blade out. Like I said, that's nice thick leather sheath. It's come with one of these protectors on the end again. I'm liking these. These are good not only for protecting the sheath, but if you was to drop it, pulling it out, and it went down that way, ordinarily it'd go through your boot, it'd go through leather easily. So that's nice. I like that. I've just got to remember sometimes that when it comes off inside the sheath, that I've got to pop it back again. So the little studs and that, this nice green black effect, very thick back on it. Two sides of the blade are very different to each other. I switch it round, and of course you can see this has got this nice little end bit for the finger there. So what's it look like in the hand? Well, of course the back bit's very small, but my fist wraps all the way around it, and it won't slide forward, as you can see off that little metal bit there, yeah. And again, I think it's got a nice little firework on the top. That could be used for cutting large cuts of meat if you really needed to. But again, it's just, this was a special price as well. This was, it was in a sale for about £20, so I wasn't crying, and that included postage as well, so I wasn't crying at that one. And then this one here, oh, I forgot the name of this one has a nice little, it looks like a kind of skeletonized dragon design on the leather pouch. Little loop on the back to on your belt, as did the other one. Again, it's not going to fall out, it's firmly in. And this little clip thing goes all the way around, it goes all the way around the handle. Nice strong clip, you've really got to give it a pull. Slide it out, and there you have the blade. Now, there's a slight, you don't really notice this until it gets in a certain light, but there's a slight shading on that handle. It looks slightly brownish. I suppose it could be it could be a muddy green colour really, more than a brown, but I just love the design. I think the design's perfect. It's beautiful. Like I said, I'm not into these kitchen style knives. There's like a bit on the back end there, nice little puncturing blade. Nice place to put your hand, fits snug, little finger, pinky, around the back there. Thumb on the firework, and there you have a nice big blade. Put my hand in front of that, as you can see, that's, you know, it's quite a wide blade, almost 3 fingers. The back, nice chunky back on it again. Very sharp, I mean ultra sharp. Custom edition. Designed by SAR Knives, and it's a custom edition PDF. It's got the numbers 1260/2000, and then down here it's got 2008. Here we are. P, I'll have to get some more magnifier glasses, PDHL Force D2. Doesn't mean a lot to me, that, so doesn't matter. As I go along, I think I'm beginning to pick things up, but you like what you like. You don't have to have fancy names to it. Now, if that was in a specialised metal, like say titanium with specialised hand grips, blah blah blah, and say it came from Marshall, that would be a Marshall knife. That wouldn't be, you know, a blah, whatever the technical terms are. That would be a Marshall knife. Yeah. I've got a foxwood knife. I've got a knee-deep knife. I've got I've got one by Andy at Doberman Knives. I think I'd like to have one by Dell next at Dirty Room Knives. Definitely would love to have a Marshall knife one day, Gavco knife, and so on. But anyway, that was me roundup of my 2 customs and a couple of what look like customs, but they had plenty of them in, so they were kind of a bit like off-the-shelf knives, or I would call it an off-the-shelf knife, as opposed to the hangnail. I don't think they've been making them forever at knee-deep knives, so it could become a collector's item eventually. Same with Jason at Foxwood, you know. The minds are ever evolving, they're looking at new designs, playing with little bits that are there and thinking, wow, I could do that. Look into all these people that are on my friends list. Look them up if you're interested in knives, or air guns, or hunting, or prepping. And I've got 1 or 2 silly bits in there as well, but have a good look them up, some of them. There's some great folk on there. Cedric Nye at Primal Punch is running a competition at the moment. Zombie Django Zordot competition. Look it up. He's a great bloke, always has a great message. I'll leave it to you to look him up and have a look at his stuff. But I'm signing out for now. Making 2 videos on a muggy day like this, when you're full of hay fever, is draining. So, many thanks if you look in. Please thumb everybody you go to. If you don't leave a comment, leave a thumb. It is important because it pushes the genre that you're interested in, be it knives, be it air guns, be it hunting, prepping, baking, whatever. It pushes that genre into the mainstream, because the larger amount of thumbs and views that a page gets, it goes up the scale on Google's rating, and then more people start to see it. More fans come in, more people who are interested in knives who might not have thought to put a YouTube channel up. I think, wow, I can do that. Wow, people will buy my knives. You're doing yourself a favour. If you don't wish to do it, fine, it won't be hurting me. I'm happy with the friends I've got. I'm happy with, I don't even know how many people who sub to me. I don't look. Half the time I don't. The last time I had to look, I think it took me about something like 15 minutes to find where it was. And then I thought, oh yeah, not bad for, been on since 2004. So, if you want your genre up there, readily available, easy to find, not keep having to search, not being bumped out by stuff that's basically soap operas, thumb, make a nice comment, but thumb. Anyway, bye for now. That's me rant.